So, hello, greetings, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassandra. Little, I made a video just a moment ago and I deleted it because I got, a little bitchy. And I didn't think anybody wanted to be a part of that. So, I'll be kinder this time, maybe a little bit. I also did a video last week, but I was like really hyper and spastic and I don't know why. I just don't. So, January was a rough month. Didn't get a lot done. It seemed like my mind was everywhere, so it's nicer to be able to kind of stop and focus more this month than last month. I had a just really hard time. It's like kind of just input from everywhere, and it's helped me to decide what to focus on now. Is just implementing that practice, because that's the most difficult part. So I did, I showed, I got the Syrian Starseed Tarot. Say that one 3 times fast. And I'll be pulling that out and working with it very soon. And I got the CBD Tarot Marseille, but that's for later. But I did get, I'm going to start reading this. Promise I'm going to read this. Is The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. Alice Hoffman is the author of Practical Magic. Now, Lou Valcourt, she has a Facebook group called Rock and Roll Witches. I'll leave a link to her channel. Not to the Facebook group, because, well, I think she has a link in any of her, I think any of her newer videos will have a link to the Facebook group. And she wanted to do a book club, and this will be the first book. And I thought, oh, well, this is cool. And so I got it really cheap on eBay. I think it was like less than $5. So, yeah, but it's kind of a large book. And as you know, I'm a very slow reader, so that's going to kind of suck a little bit. But I'm gonna do it. You know, if I just get through this one book of fiction this month, then I'm ahead of the game. Also, I'm going to be pulling out for the month of February, and probably March, and probably April, and probably, I don't know, maybe for the rest of my life, my Thoth decks, and start working with that system, because, you know, I do believe, you know, understanding at least a little bit of the different systems of tarot help with the one that you're most familiar with. So, yes. I'm just hearing weird noises outside. Sorry. Oh my God. They're working on the kids' bikes outside. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so I'm going to be reading this. I have one other book as well. I have read it. I did get so far, but I really do need to take notes. It is really awesome. Honestly, when it's like the first time I went through it, where is it? And it talked about the backs of the cards and a lot of that. I was like, oh, okay. Now some of the things in the Rider-Waite-Smith are starting to make more sense. So, yeah, that's another project starting in February. But the last couple weeks have been rough ones. And, yeah, everyone's been kind of sick. I'm coming down with something, which kind of sucks. That's why I was going to kind of take this week off, but I got some stuff and I wanted to share, because who doesn't love to share their little tarot decks? And one of them, now I went to the used bookstore, and actually I think the woman who was at the register, she's the one that brings in all the tarot cards. And I found this and I was excited. Recognize the back? That would be the Robin Wood Tarot. Now, I have been kind of looking at more of the classic decks and the kind of, you know, My tummy's growling because I'm hungry. It's nothing else. But I've been looking at more of the classic decks because I think what happens is we see so many of the new decks come out that we have to have them. It's like, oh, and then we forget some of those older decks, and you know, they don't get shown a lot. And that was what I did with my underrated decks. Is I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see that well. So there are a lot of decks that are underrated, or they don't get seen a lot, and then people discover them. They're like, wow, this is a really amazing deck. Now, needless to say, the Robin Wood Tarot is a wee bit dated, if you haven't noticed. But the artwork is interesting, and it does follow the Rider-Waite-Smith. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to put my finger right here, because here's the Lover's card. I'm sorry, it's like, I have no problem with penises. Okay? I don't. You know? But you know what? That's the weirdest looking penis I've ever seen. That's odd. But, you know, lovely strength card. And, you know, the women, I do appreciate some bush in my deck. And the women do. And I'm like, cool. Looks normal. Kind of reminds me of the Druid Caft. In that one, the Hangman is just hanging there, literally. I love this card because it reminds me of Mask of the Red Death. If you guys know what that is, leave a comment below. Let's see who does. This is a really cool devil card. I just noticed that. But I was going through it and putting it back in order and just getting, you know, a little bit of appreciation for the art. I mean, the color, I love a well saturated deck. I'm just kind of looking. That's a cool 8 of Wands. I'm not going to show all the cards because everyone's seen this deck. And then Swords. Okay. That is eerie. Eerie 2 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords, that's a little creepy too. I'm sorry. This guy's an asshole. You can see it. I'm sorry. You probably can't see it on this one. See if I can get it. If you look, come on. There's just the outline of a figure. You might have to Google it for the 6 of Swords. But the one steering the boat is just an outline. It's kind of interesting. Oh, gotta love the 8 of Swords. So it's, yeah, I mean, I do like it. Yeah, it's very dated. But it's actually kind of a nice looking deck. Is it me or does he look like Stephen King? I don't know. But anyway. So that was my find, and I was really happy to find it. Now, this deck new on Amazon is just under $20. I got it for $20, and it came with this. Oh, that's why I love her. I found some really cool things there. I was very excited. So that's why I wanted to make the video, because I was very excited to get this deck. It's more of a classic. Yes, it's very dated, but you know, and to get the guidebook as well, you know, why the hell not? Now the other deck, which is one, so this is something. Okay. I believe if like the universe is kind of communicating to you about specific things, especially if you feels like you need them in your life, you know, the universe knows, sometimes we don't. And it's why I got the Wild Unknown Tarot. Was never a fan of the art, still not a fan of the art. But it's one of my favorite decks to read with, and when I need true clarity, you know, a no bullshit message, that's the deck I go to. And then I also had the same thing with the Bonefire, and again, I'm not a fan of the art, but it was one of those that just reads incredibly well. No book necessary, you just the images just kind of speak. So this was a deck, and I saw it, and I thought, this is probably one of the most beautiful decks out there. And I don't like the modern take sometimes, and so when the use of more modern imagery is used in a deck, I'm not a big fan. Maybe that's why I kind of gravitate towards animals and stuff. But then I was super excited for this creator when found out that a publisher had picked up her deck, and I believe it is the better of the two decks that she released at the same time. But there was controversy, and that's what got to me, and that's where I started getting a little ranty and bitchy in my last video, which is why I deleted it. I had a great deal of, I just was blown away that there'd be controversy about a specific card and that she would change it. And it is the White Seers. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this deck, but it is really hard to, you know, look at it and not, you know, see the beauty in it. And I do see the beauty in it. I really do. Yes, I do like this High Priestess card. An Amazing Empress. My favorite... Where is it? Because I'm all silent. Okay. This is what I fell in love with about this deck in the first place, was this Death card. Death and Rebirth. I thought it was amazing. And it just... But yeah, so it has been difficult to really look at this card, or look at this deck, and I was kind of angry because that card had such a powerful message. What's the other card I really love? I'm recording, son. Be with you in a moment. A kid. He's almost 30. He doesn't need his mama all the time. Where is it? I do admit, and this is where I have, I love the swords. That's my thing. And so I do love the swords cards. You do get that feeling from them. But this was probably, you know, again, you know, I have a thing for the Eight of Swords, and I love this one. But yeah, it just, and this is where I don't know what I'm going to do. But I will work with it. I'll probably push myself to work with it this month and see where I stand with it. And maybe what I'll do is I will kind of discuss why and it'll be very personal, by the way, my issue with the changing of the deck. So that's that. I just wanted to share a few things, and I'm bending my cards. But yeah, but I wanted to share, and I realized that I got just way too mean, actually, with this deck. And again, it was one of the ones that's like, I think, if you look at the Light Seers compared to the Muse Tarot, the Light Seers, I think, is by far superior to the Muse Tarot, artistically speaking. And that's where it became kind of a shame, and unfortunately I never backed it, so I don't have that original card. But you know, it's difficult, and you know, I won't discuss that again, but I wanted to show some of my finds. Again, I said if it's available at my store that I like to go to, which it wasn't, it was actually at the bookstore, then I will buy it, because obviously I'm being told. And then to find the Robin Wood was a huge excitement and made my week. So anyway, so I'm decided to share a little bit of what's going on, and I will talk to you again soon. I'm thinking about doing some videos concerning beginner decks. Yeah, I know everybody does it, whatever. But I want to look at it more, and you can steal my idea. It's okay. I won't be butthurt. No, actually, I will be a little butthurt, but nah, it's okay. Um, but I know you see a lot of videos where people do their top 5 beginner decks. This isn't so much that, it's just that there's so many different copies or similar copies to decks, and just to kind of do videos showing those and giving my 2 cents on which I think would be the best purchase, or maybe there's never any difference. And so, but just to get them out there so people see the different varieties or the different variations, and for a beginner to kind of decide what would be the best buy for them. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably record my first of those videos next week, and just kind of catch up with some other stuff, and that's about it. So hope your January was better than mine. Hope your February's going better than mine. It'll get better. It will get better. Several months ahead of this year. So just going to make the most of it. And I will see you in the next one. Much love and blessings. Bye.